Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Cuttlers Bend, and we're going to start off this video a little bit differently today. We're going to start off by showing you a few things that I've put in. Really didn't want a build video as such, but let's start by showing you this little creation I've done here. I'm using the grounded mod. Obviously we're still in fairly early stages. And you can see I've used the grounded mod and then trashed this up and made it into a little shack just to kind of fill that gap there. Just walk inside. The idea is a scrappy build for this challenge, so I don't think I can get much scrappier than that. Very kind of minimal build. Now I will need your help to give me some suggestions what to build beyond that little build. You can see with the grounded mod I've put a whole of rocks in here, and I've flattened out the surface here, and I'm going to build in that area in front of us probably next video. But you can see these smaller pieces I don't quite like because they don't quite blend, but anyway, once I get all the stuff in there, it should be good. So we're going to concentrate in this area here today, and we're going to do some quick little compartment builds. So let's get into the build menu, and I was looking at these train carriages, and what I thought I would do is I'd build a couple of little apartments from train carriages just right here to my left. So let's have a good look and see what we're going to use here, and we'll throw these in. This will be a pretty short build today, but I think you'll enjoy what ends up coming out of it. So for some reason these were not, you can see initially that wouldn't place, and then I pull it up, pull it back, and it places. I don't know why, no idea, but anyway, see, we have it. So that probably might not help. No, scrap, there we go. Probably place now, there we go. These should snap together, these box cars, and I thought it made sense that it kind of fits in with the overall feel and materials that might be used in the settlement. Just abandoning the settlers have moved in and decided to utilize these. So compared to the rest of the settlement, this is going to be a pretty kind of posh kind of apartment here. We're going to use this mod from the master plan, and see there, I love these metal fire escape pieces. And the mod author Etheron is a great author. If you haven't checked out any of his mods, please do so. He's just done a huge overhaul of this mod and redesigned the kind of menus and whatnot. So it took me a while when I went back in to find exactly what I'm looking for. So you can see that's a little bit of a walkway, and it's sort of so it's called stairs, ladders, and ramps. That mod is part. You have to install the master plan first, and then stairs, ladders, and ramps. But I think it all works because it's all kind of metally type materials. So I'm going to use one of these metal walls just to block this up. I remembered we had these. This does fight me a little bit, but we'll get it in eventually. That will block that door there. And sometimes, like as you've seen in the past, I need to drop it and then slide it across. There you go. And then that one slots right in there for some unknown reason with that drama. And so these are a good addition to for building with. And we probably need one right in the middle there. And I'm going to change it up by the looks of it and have it a little bit different. Now I'm going to have to persuade that in by the looks of it, which is not a drama, but yeah, we'll just put it there. It's fine. And this is a good little idea for your settlement. If you're looking for little ideas for apartments, These work very, very well. Now I'm just trying to judge where the actual floor is on it, so I'm a little bit short of that, so we'll just bring it this way a fraction. You can see those pillars on either side act as a kind of guide, and we'll just put it in there, and we're good. All good. So that's kind of defined both sides of the boxcars, and so we'll get 2 apartments out of this. You could have a whole string of these if you really wanted to. I guess you could even build up on top and make it a sort of a hotel. There you go, there's an idea for you. If somebody wants to do that and show me, I'd love to see it. So Workshop Rearranged recently put these single doors in, and I am loving them. I'm loving having them to play with. The only other mod that had them in the past was Thematic and Practical, and these, I just love these single doors. They're fantastic. But when you use anything like this, of course you have to then find a solution for blocking up gaps like this, which is, as you can see, is not too hard at all. And I'm going to use these single walls, and then I'm looking for something. See, that didn't quite look right for me. You could always drag the door across slightly and offset it if you wanted. However, what I decide to do is use these so that it actually blends in like that. And these are pretty soft, so that fits just kind of nice and neatly in there, and you wouldn't even know it. I've put a wall in there. So we'll do that on each side like that. Take that wooden one out, replace it with that, and then it's filled that gap nicely, and you don't even know there's a repair in there. Just like that. There we go. Beautiful. So those pieces come from USO. Those ones I've just put in from my favourite kind of metal. What's that, structured wooden metal wood retextured. So for this it was just perfect. So if you're wondering where I get those walls from, you know now. You know. Okay. All good. Now that wall is sticking out a fraction, but I'm not too worried about it. In fact, when I was building, I didn't even notice that. So I'm happy for that just to stay there now. I'm having a wee thought process about what I can put out the front, and just to make this look a wee bit different. So I'm going to try those and see if those kind of sort of speak to the build, and I think they do. They look alright. The only problem is that part there, so we'll have to shove them back a wee bit. That's just sticking out a wee bit too far. So we're going to have to use Place Anywhere just to get those into place, like that. And I do the same rinse and repeat on the other side. There we go. And again, it speaks to it. It's consistent with the rest of the settlement, and it speaks to the kind of scrappiness almost. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's not good. You didn't see a thing. We'll just push that across there. You didn't see that. It's fine. No problem whatsoever. Just falling off. I haven't done that for a while actually. I haven't fallen off the anything for quite a while. Just push that up a wee bit. Okay, so all good. We'll probably go back to stairs, ladders and ramps. Try saying that 8 times quickly when you've had a few drinks. And and what I'm going to do, where am I going with this? Thanks for the support to the build so far. I know there's a lot of people enjoying this one. Like I said early on, I've really enjoyed this build for some reason. I think maybe because getting into a new location that I haven't built in before, and also it just everything. Sometimes when you're building, things just come together nicely, and That's what tended to happen with this build. So what I'm using is I'm using the there is a pole with the chain link fences, and I've used this in the past as a support like that, and it's just perfect for this build. Now the only thing is that when you think you're getting close with this, you're actually not sometimes. So you know, those weird angles that we get in Fallout. Yeah. So just be sure that you get that right. I like that. I actually like the look of that. See that one? That one is actually not even close, that front one that we're looking at. Not sure if I fix it in this video or whether I fix it later, but anyway, you get the kind of idea. I don't have to go through and spend 5 minutes just fine tuning these. You're a smart, creative bunch, you'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what the track. For some reason you gotta make it look supported. Well, we do. I guess you do. You gotta make it look supported. Otherwise, it's just doesn't look right. It's just, it wouldn't be right, would it? Just would not be right. Okay, so we'll put a few of these out. First, you can see they're going to flick up, so I'm going to have to use place anywhere just to get those into place. I guess you could use a pillar if you really wanted to. I have got very used to using place anywhere, as a lot of you know, and you know, I think some people are a bit. It puts them off a little bit, but you could also use the pillar. You could use a drag. You could also use the Quappa mod for PlayStation 4 to do this. Just depends what your tool of choice, your glitching tool of choice would be. Now, I would hope that when they build the next Fallout, release the next Fallout, that hopefully they include some kind of tool like this integrated into the building part of the game for us. There we go. We're probably one support short, but I'm just anti-shimmering all of these. There we go. Now you can see that's off the ground. I will come up with a solution for that in a while. Not too shabby. There we go. We'll get this last one in, and then we're good. So you'll notice there's quite a bit of space between those kind of supports and the walkway there, and also the canvases over the top. That's pretty important if you want to get your railing system in, and I'll be putting the railing system in 2 seconds once I get this last support post in. And if you don't do that, it's going to be a lot more difficult just to snap your railing system on. Now, these pieces are actually, if you roam around the Commonwealth a lot, especially down in the main city of Boston, you would see these. These are fire escapes. You'll see them everywhere, these pieces. But I don't know, I just love the look of them. I don't know what it is. There's, when you're building, sometimes there are just certain items and certain kind of sets that attract you, and these are, I love these. You would have seen, if you've been watching Fixing Up the Commonwealth series, you would have seen these quite a bit in Sunshine Tidings, and you can see there's a whole lot of options for you, and I think it just it makes a nice little build. And in fact, I might even do this as a separate video and put it out to the wider community, because I do like these. I really do like these. I like running away, looking and coming back. Okay, so not much more to do than put the doors on and decorate these, and I'm going to use sure what kind. That's better. I like the look of that. Don't like that blue door as much. I don't know why. Doesn't quite. No, get a different one. Those kind of open mesh doors, I don't know, for whatever reason they seem to work nicely. Okay, so we have this issue with this floating off the floor, so we need to solve that. Luckily in Thematic and Practical, they have these tires that you can use, which is the solution I come up with. And you can see you can stack them like that. There you go. They'll only stack 4 high though, and so all you have to do is then get them like that and like that, and that'll do nicely. So I'm just measuring them up and seeing how many I need. I probably need 4 there, or I need to sink the first one down or do something, but anyway, there is the solution we come up with for all of these. So we will, rather than make you watch the rest of this, I'm going to cut to the tour now, and we'll see in a minute. So here's where we finished up. The tires are as supports in varying heights. I've changed out these ramps for stairs. I just thought it looked a little bit better. Put some lanterns in. I will show you that area in front of us in a wee while. Added some planks at the end just to block it up a little, and let's go into room number 1. Tried to keep it nice and scrappy as possible, and fairly minimal. So the chair is a bench. Makeshift furniture. I've been working with the shelves and the bed here. It's a good little mod. Saves you a lot of time, but it's also inspired me, as you would know if you watch me regularly, to build my own furniture. And so I'll show you one that I've built. I'm backing up because I don't want to see what's behind me. Very similar in here, just a different bed. Made that little side table out of a crate and a piece of ply. We'll hop up on the bed here. And yep, just kept it very, very, very minimal. Not a lot to it. Added a few bits and pieces, so I think the challenges with makeshift furniture is to try and figure out what you've added and what is actually with the mod. So I've been started work on the wall on this side. I don't know why these are glowing purple, but they are glowing purple, and they shouldn't be. Anyway, not to worry. Wanted to show you this little area. So some really getting into these kind of little single areas. Obviously somebody that's guarding or working on the wall, and this is just their little chill out zone. They've got a bed and a few things, but I'm going to put a lot of these kind of little things around the settlement. You can see the wall. I've started working on it. I'm going to build some layers to that part of the wall. Haven't decided what I'm going to put in there yet, but if you want to make some suggestions. What I really do need your help, we're back where we started the video at. Where I really do need your help is some suggestions for what we can put in this area here, up here, and make a wall on the other side, or some kind of fortification. Could be houses, like a little houses or whatever. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later on Gaming for XP. See ya!